So welcome to my presentation on the Kafka, Cassandra, and Docker project. So I want to explain a little bit. In the first place is that I'm going to run everything in Linux because my computers cannot handle Docker desktops. So first we're going to put up the Docker network. We're going to create the Kafka network and the Cassandra network as well. The next step is going to be building up the Cassandra. So now you can see the Cassandra has been created successfully. So next is going to be the Kafka container, including the broker, Zookeeper, Kafka Manager, and Kafka Connect. Next, we're going to check if everything is working fine. You can see the list, everything is working fine. All right, so let's put a data pipeline in the cluster. So it should be Zookeeper. I'm gonna take the necessary configurations and add the cluster data pipeline. So now we can view that there are 7 topics there. So it has the OpenWeather API fire up. Okay, so let's go and fix a bug. So I'm gonna use the Docker execute it Kafka Connect bash command to go inside the Kafka Connect container because I don't use Docker desktop, so I don't have the app. So everything is going to be run inside the terminal. So after running start and wait command, we can see that all 3 sync have been created successfully. So let's exit. And next we are going to build up all of the producers, including the OpenWeatherMap API, the Faker API, and after all the stock data API that I implemented. Okay, so at this step I accidentally closed the terminal, so I just reopen it. Okay, so next we are going to create all of the producer. So you see OpenWeatherMap has been created successfully. Next up is going to be Faker done. And next is going to be the stock data API, which I use YFinance. Okay, so everything has been built perfectly, and I'll just go ahead and check for all the topics. So right now we can only see 8 topics because sometimes the service needs a little bit of time to start up. So let's check this back later and start building the consumers for the pipeline. So here just run the Docker Compose to start the consumer, and we can intermediately see that the data is coming to the pipeline. However, there's a problem with my FinHub APIs because the key sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. So yeah, right now we can only see the Faker consumer and the way the consumer is receiving the data from the producers. And the cluster, the pipeline also show that because there are no actions for the stock API at all. And yeah, I only manage to pull the data only like once or twice when I test the data, but like when I run it again, even though if I change the API key, it's not going to work like stably. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and I have no idea how to fix the issue. Okay, so we have crawled a lot of data from the faker consumer and the weather consumer. So I just want to leave the API to run for a little bit of time so I get sufficient data for the visualization task later on. So I'm going to leave it run for a while, and we can see that the consumer is receiving 10 data fields. So there are 7 news fields that I added, and for the weather consumer, we can see that there are Vancouver, Melbourne, and London data. So now when we check the cluster again, there are still no sign from the stock API, which means the key is not working properly one more time. So I tested it several times, and to be honest, I have no way to explain it. So right here, let's just stop all of the consumer. Okay, so now all of the consumer has stopped, and we are going to build the data visualization container. No, first we'll need to check if the data is coming to Cassandra correctly. So we are going to the Cassandra bash the container and run the script to get into the Cassandra database. So here let's select all from the weather report, and we can see London. Actually it should have Vancouver, London, and Melbourne, but because it just cannot display all of them because I have so many rows of data. So currently it will look like this. And next is going to be the faker API. And let's check the stock data. Yes, so the stock API just didn't work because there were nothing inside the stock API database. So here I'm going to create the data visualization and go to localhost, edit it to check the visualization. Hope this will work. Okay, so let's go to the visualization and run the code that I created before. So for my visualization, I created 2 of them. So the first one should use volume libraries to create the map, the big map with the actual graphics. And all right, so just wait a little bit for the code to run. Okay, so this is my first visualization. So as you see, I created a map and I take the 3 cities that I got the data, which is London, Melbourne, and Vancouver. So if I crawl more data for more cities, then I should be able to create a pretty well-routed map for the weather. So this is the average temperature from the 3 cities, and this map is highly interactive. And coming to the next visualization, I have the feels like temperature, the average feels like temperature changing by time for all 3 cities. Because the data was scored in a pretty short amount of time, so the curve is not as smooth as I expected. But if I let the API run for a little bit more, then it should produce a smoother curve. So that is in my opinion. Okay, so now I have finished demonstrated all of the project that I have been able to complete it. So right now I'm gonna just take down all of the service, delete the cluster, and then take down all of the containers. Thank you for listening to my project.